This is the first small group discussion with J. Krishnamurti in Madras, 1972.
Jay, you wanted to start something the other day. Discuss that. Shall I start it?
Yes, sir.
We were discussing the other day in Benares, if I remember rightly, the whole question of death, birth, love, and whether there is such thing as reincarnation of an individual, right? Of course, the whole Asiatic world believes in reincarnation, whatever it's worth. And a similar belief of it along the same lines, but a little more, how should we say, in the whole Christian resurrection and so on and so on. Is there continuity after death? That's it, right? That's the central theme of our discussion the other day in Benares. I don't know what the traditional believers how deep is their belief, or just superficial belief which has no value at all. And if they really believe, what does it mean? Is there a permanent entity as the me that continues? Right? The me which has accumulated vast experiences through various incarnations till it reaches whatever it thinks it will reach, birth after birth, birth after birth, till it finally reaches Brahman or God or whatever it reaches. That is the central idea of reincarnation, isn't it? Yes. Traditional, scholastic, and what various teachers have maintained. I don't know what the Buddhist tradition is. Whether I don't know what the Buddhists say, so we can't go into that. But is there a me that continues after the body is gone? A me which is a psychological entity which has gathered great deal of knowledge, experience, not only in this life but in the past lives, and goes on next lives, incarnates. Whether there is a thing as the me permanent, or is the me an abstraction, a verbal image, a symbol image being words, ideas, conclusions, a symbol as a concretized, a conclusion, hope, as the me that gives substance through thought. I don't know whether there is a thing like that, or it is just a verbal abstraction of a non-reality. I don't know if it's interesting.
Is it the same question as whether there is continuity of the mind and consciousness even though the body may disappear?
The same thing.
An individual consciousness.
Yes, individual consciousness.
There is a name, form, quality. The form disappears. When the form disappears, the name is only a memory. That memory has relevance for those
who are attached.
That form had that name. They are also transient. So even this name with its memories is, from that point of view, even if it is supposed to last, if it lasts through memories, that will also go. So question is quality. Name, form, quality, I say. Because name, form also denotes a quality. Now, does that quality persist?
That's right. My brother, son, John, dies. The body is burnt. John is in the picture which I have on the mantelpiece. The image of my brother, of John, is there. The image inwardly, his characteristics, his absurdities, his pleasures, his amusements, his getting drunk and chasing girls or whatever it is, John does. All that is in my memory, in the memory of the brother who is alive. And John's body has gone. So John is the memory that the brother has, the living brother, and the picture, the image, remains with the brother. The picture on the wall, the image which he has about his brother, because the brother he and his brothers have lived together, and so on, so on, so on. Now, what happens to the quality of John? That's right. Right? Quality being the tendency, the idiosyncrasy, the temperament. Right?
There are certain superficial tendencies and
this is it.
Those which were with the body, they also go. But quality is something which we assume to be a little less transient. Because
I wonder if it is.
No, I am suggesting that we must make a distinction between, say, somebody has an intellectual or somebody has an aesthetic quality. There is a quality. By quality we mean something slightly different than merely physiological proclivities or tendencies.
So, when you use the word quality, is that different from the conditioned responses John's brother the John is dead. His tendencies, his idiosyncrasies, his temperament, his characteristics, which may be summed up as quality, would you?
Yes, but I would like to make this word quality it's a very loaded word because it carries very deep, all the deeper recesses of one's being.
Yes, sir, but I want to be very clear when you use the word quality, whether that word has a different meaning, significance than the characteristics of John, his temperament, his idiosyncrasy. Is quality different from these three? Does this bore you, all this?
It is the psychological entity which is a whole, isn't it? Is there a difference between this?
No, well, I'm only asking, when you use the word quality, you are giving it a super meaning rather than the...
Yeah.
That is
Huh?
Do the sum of these qualities make up John himself?
What do you mean by qualities?
Faculties.
I am not meaning qualities, sir. I mean quality.
Quality.
Is
What do you
different
mean
than
by that
quality.
word quality? The feeling, the artistic, the John's quality, John's not temperament, not characteristics and so on, but the quality of John.
The quality of John would be some kind of a residual
Experience.
not chemical. No, it is not, like the seed carries within its heart the potential of sprouting out all over again, given a chance, given a proper soil, given a proper something. Outwardly there is nothing. By quality I mean something that is quintessentially, that contains within it.
You are giving a meaning to quality. You're loading that word.
It is a loaded word.
I question if it is loaded.
As seen by the brother of John, he won't perceive any of these. What he would perceive is his memory. And
No, sir, apart from memory, the image, the symbol, the picture, he's saying there is a potential quality in John which, given the right field, will flower. Is that it?
Sir, if I may,
We're
it
discussing.
is like this. The Buddhists don't believe in an Atma. But the Buddhists also say that when a man dies, at the hour of his death, at the moment of his death, what remains is a certain indefinable something in which is contained all his dying sankalpas. That is, whatever
Sir, I question the whole thing.
No, they are not saying he's Atma or anything.
No,
They
I understand
say-
that.
But they are saying that the seed root of continuity is in that. Therefore,
I want
thought
to question the
I
whole
understand.
thing.
No, therefore I have used the word, when I use the word quality, I did not merely want to bring what they are saying or anything.
No,
but
no, I understand.
we will just examine. It may be nothing, but what I feel is that nothing transcendental is claimed for this seed. That is, it is not Jivatma, it is not transcendental.
Don't use Sanskrit words.
No,
I'm lost.
it is not a transcendental continuity of some spirit essence. I am not suggesting that. I am suggesting that there is at the heart of every person some indefinable quality about that person.
Wait. You are saying in the heart of every human being there is a uniqueness. There is a seed which is not corrupted by society, by time, by...
Very difficult to say this.
Is this what you are saying?
No.
I think what he is saying is there is a substratum from which all these tendencies arise, and that substratum sort of works itself out. When the person dies, it continues.
And also, it will, if you put it in one soil, one set of qualities will come, circumstances of another type will come.
Is there
there
a substratum besides the quality?
That is what
I
am
would
asking.
like to start Not from the Buddhist.
No, sir. I am
Hindu,
also not taking.
or
But
the Islam,
you see, these
Christian.
things are they immediately get recognized and classified in a mind like mine. Unfortunately, when I get an idea, I immediately know the Buddhist chefs also have been saying something similar. How am I saying is something different?
Now,
from
I
them.
would like to say, I question whether there is individuality at all.
No, this quality is not individuality.
No, wait. I want to. I believe quality. We'll come back to that a little later. I question whether there is individuality at all. If there is individuality, then the quality goes with it. Right? If there is no individual at all, then he is merely the expression of this stream of consciousness, right, which is its content.
If there is no individuality, there is no reincarnation.
I'm questioning the whole thing, you see. When John dies, is he an individual? He's got a name, a bank account, a house, wife, and all the rest of that. But is he an individual? And what do we mean by an individual? The word individual means indivisible. One who is whole, undivided, not fragmented. That is what is an individual, right?
But that is not the normal sense in which the
I want to think clearly, otherwise we get lost.
No, sir, but what I would ask is, there is a man, he has been doing research, he has been investigating, there is another man, he is doing aesthetics, something else. Now what I feel is that these are expressions.
They are all part of
They
that
are
stream.
No, they are expressions. Therefore I say that you put him in a certain environment, it takes one expression. But is there any such seed which it is what we may call the womb of a individuality.
Is there a separate entity, a personality which survives after the body has gone, which is made up of the psychological tendencies, the...
Look, Radhaji, just let's go slowly at this. We're all... John dies. What was John when he was living? He was like million other Johns, right? With his peculiar little tendency, which is the conditioned reaction, character, temperament, tendencies, and so on, so on. So, he is a conditioned entity, right? Well, let's go slowly. Let's go very slowly. And there are millions and millions and millions doing the same thing. Greedy, envy, jealous, sexual, immoral, moral. You follow all that. That is the stream that's flowing. That is what society, let's call it, the religious. That is the river in which John has been living. Right? Right?
Yes.
He is no more. When he dies, he belongs to the stream. He is part of the stream. Only when he is bored, you follow, John, from the same womb, then he is the brother. The brother says, he is John, he is my brother. You follow? He dies, I'm so sorry he's dead, I weep and all the rest of it, but I have memory of John, and so on. So when John dies, is he different at all? Like different from the rest. If he is different, totally different, he is an individual. Otherwise, he's not an individual. I don't know. Ajay, are we meet? Look, sir, as long as I, Cain, lives in that stream of hate, jealousy, anxiety, fear, sex, no sex, my wife is my husband. You follow all that terrible misery of existence. Who am I? I'm part of that terrible stream. I may think I'm an individual. And I'm vain enough to think I'm very special.
But in this stream, which is all the same, why are there these centers of reaction, which we call John or...
They're not reactions. Why do you call them reactions? They're just like any million other Johns. Only you, his brother or sister, say John is different, but he is not different. He's as stupid, as vulgar, as the rest of the stream. You follow? I don't see any flaw in this logic.
I find the difficulty that the million others, if they are not identical.
Why not?
They
vary according to their conditioning.
If in an identical situation they grow, their responses differ.
Because they have different cells, different, all the heredity and all the genes and all the rest of it. Why do we make such enormous noise about individuality? You are my brother, you show little variation from me.
No, see, there is question arises like this. That there is the continuity and speciality as defined by DNA RNA reactions.
Yes.
DNA RNA reactions are understandable to us. Is there anything beyond that?
No, sir.
Even those I agree as part of the stream.
As long as one is in the stream, there is no individuality.
They have found that if twins are brought up in exactly the same
environment, each child is different.
Each child is different.
Yes. Why?
Why? Yes.
And you want to attribute it to a past incarnation.
No, I don't know.
Or a past, some special.
I'm merely questioning, since the conditioning is exactly the same in the case of a two.
But have you noticed something? You produce in a garden the roses, every one of them is slightly different. Slightly different.
They say that not even a leaf on a tree.
And you can see it. I've looked at trees.
Yeah.
And I can see there are slightly variations. But each leaf doesn't say, I'm different from you.
No.
You follow? And battle about that. So let's go back a bit more. John dies. John's brother remembers him because he lived with him. The picture, the image, the incidents are all remain with the brother. Then the brother says, where is John? His body is gone, but where is John? He wants John to survive as he has known him. Right?
Yes.
The image, he wants that image to continue. Now we are questioning whether that image continues at all, except perhaps for a while. Because the brother, John, is attached to the house, to the brother. The whole thought process is still there. I don't know if...
Yes.
And somebody comes along and says, I saw John, your brother, in a dream, or the medium says, John is here, he wants to tell you something. All that business. But I want to find out whether there is a John who is different radically from the rest of the Johns that exist in the world. Right?
In other words, is there something other than the stream They're ashore.
There is only other when you step out of the street. What is the difference between you and me if we are both are greedy? Your eyes may be different. You may have expressed your greed differently, and I may express my greed differently. If you are ambitious and I am ambitious, you may become politician, I may become a bishop. Ambition is the same. Right? Ajay, what do you say?
Yes, sir. What I am asking is that when two leaves die, we know they die, and that's the end of that cycle. Then the next spring will put forth new leaves.
I know.
Now, this is one process which we are familiar with, which we see, and this does not worry us in the least, because we understand that there is the continuity of the process without there being continuity of entity. There is no continuity of entity, there is continuity of a process.
I understand, sir.
This process you call the stream. This process will go on. This is an unending process.
There is millions are in it. All of us are in it till we step out of it.
Question only arises.
But if the stream of consciousness is the same, what steps out of it?
Wait. That's just it. Right?
Yes.
Now let's move a little further. The content of consciousness is consciousness. Right? The content makes consciousness. So consciousness is its content. Right?
Yes.
The content of consciousness is the stream.
Yes. That is all that
Is the stream. Huh? Now how question is what steps out of it? Nothing. If you reject the stream, reject not through choice and all the rest, you said, sorry, what exists? The stream exists, not the other. The other is something entirely different. Therefore, the entity, the content of consciousness cannot recognize the other. And your question, what steps out of it? When you put that question, you're putting the question from the content.
Yes.
Therefore, I don't know, right?
That content asks.
Huh?
This question that content asks, this is also one of the movements of that content.
You see, death is time. Can the mind be free of death? Which is not to be of the stream. The stream is time. The stream created by thought, as culture, as religion, as so the stream is thought, is created by thought, technological stream and the cultural stream. And thought is time, and thought is death. It is thought, time is death. So the mind says, is it ever possible to be free of death? Not what continues after death. Because it is no meaning. I don't know.
You said it, Bernard, that if you have if the mind is freed from this preoccupation with reincarnation, then you said there is incarnation.
Yes.
I didn't quite grasp that.
Instead of incarnating next life, why don't you incarnate now?
In other words, live.
No, don't put it that way, you see. Moment you put live, then it has different meaning.
In Sanskrit, they use the same word for time and death. And the average person takes it as chronological time leading to the death of the body. But perhaps they had.
I don't know what they had. I couldn't. I won't enter into that.
No, I'm just
Yes.
that they realized that living in time, which is the thought process, is death.
I don't know what they meant. So you see, when you look at this, not reincarnation, what Buddha or what Buddhists, or I don't know what Buddha said, for God's sake, we don't know. We have to start as though we knew nothing. But the fact, one of the factors is John is dead. I have his picture. I have his memory. I have his the various collected incidents, which is my experience of my brother. All that remains with me. What remains with John when the body dies of John? What is John? Because he has been just like million other Johns. No? Right? You might have little variations, like in the leaf is not the same, but millions and millions of Johns have existed, still exist. They're flowing in that stream. And the content of consciousness of John is its content.
Yes, it is just a name given.
No, that is the content, that's the culture, that is the religion, that is the tradition, that is the education, that is the quarrels he has had with his wife and husband, children, all the rest of it. That is him, which is million Johns have the same problems. More money, less money, you follow? So I question whether there is individuality at all.
The mind doesn't like to let go of the idea that there is nothing.
After all, when K dies, what? He left some books, you follow? This, that and the other. What he said, didn't say, what? As long as you belong to that stream, you can't be individual. That's an awful idea. You follow? That's what they're frightened of.
Yes.
Not to be of the stream, because that gives them identity.
No, so this whole idea, this is what you are saying. It will upset the entire linear evolutionary perspective of living. You know, we are all reared in a linear evolutionary.
I know.
No, not personally, not individually.
I know.
The solar system
I know.
goes into this, the cosmic system goes into this. So actually,
Evolution of the species.
you see, as we see this, when you say this, and I hear this, now, why a man like me gets baffled, I have listened to you for so many years, why I get baffled is, that even when you say that your petty preoccupation with improving society, etc., also is all part of the stream, even that doesn't shake me, because I see this so.
Of course.
But this goes deeper than that, because the entire evolutionary process, not only as restricted to this earth, but as restricted to the galaxy, as restricted to the entire several galaxies, etc.
Wait, sir. You see, we have to start on something else.
No.
Can we mix up
I-
galaxies with
No,
consciousness?
no, that's what I'm questioning.
I am merely saying that a man like me, you say something to me, and naturally, the mind says, what does it imply? How you explore it. Now there is neither, it is not accepting, it is not rejecting, it is only, you say the stream. When you say the stream, as far as this question of the African tribes and the American man or who is going on the moon just now.
Sir, is there progress?
No, what I mean is that
Yes, that is the question.
Therefore I am taking it at the various levels at which the mind is operating.
Of course.
At every one of these levels the mind is operating, and you want to see what levels of mind are affected by what you are saying.
Right.
And what levels of mind you just leave them. I mean, it is not a question of trying to apply what you are saying to something else.
No.
That is not there.
No.
But it is only trying to see the
Vast-
sweep of this.
yeah, quite,
You see,
quite.
this sweep, if you understand, then it becomes more precise.
Yes, quite.
It doesn't become woolly then.
Yeah, no, I understand. No, what I'm questioning is
Now,
there...
therefore, I feel that let us look at the stream. Just let us look at the stream as you use that word. It's a very good word in the sense that it is a flux with an illusion of direction.
Yeah, the illusion of direction, that's right. Which is progress.
Which is progress.
Progress.
Which is progress.
And now I'm
And
getting better.
for the stream, this illusion of direction is the sustaining entity. It must be there.
So can
The
we
sustaining
say...
faith, sustaining belief.
Can we say the essence of mediocrity is becoming?
Yes. Yes.
No.
Immediately. No, that is immediately. I will say that immediately.
Yeah.
Because that has a very precise connotation. It has a very precise, its scope is immediately clear.
Quite
But
right.
when we apply it to there are historical epochs and there is this.
I know all
there
that,
is-
sir, yes.
Now, therefore, I am just trying to get my bearing of the stream. That is to say, I should say that it should be possible for one to look at the stream as is and not more, not less. It mind doesn't then go into any kind of.
So, sir, when you brought in the cosmic
I brought in cosmic, I
galaxies.
also bring
No,
in.
but you see, there is a whole, quite a different movement going on, which is not conscious. You
We'll
follow?
leave it out.
Yeah, that's
We'll leave it out. I am willing to leave out whatever is not relevant to what we are. I mean, I will say that you see this, but what is your relationship? We don't know what it is, so we just see that it is there. But sir, when it comes to epochs of history, when it comes to physical evolution is there, it's a fact.
But I don't think there is progress in the epochs of
No.
history. We can't accept that at all.
You know what that word means? We were told the other day, the word means to go out, to progress, to go step out
progress.
into the barbaric country.
It's interesting.
You must refer to a dictionary in your library.
You understand? Go out into the barbaric country or go mad. Those are the two meanings. You understand? Go into the barbaric country
Yes.
or go mad.
How one who is flowing in the stream happens to become aware of his actual position that he is in the stream.
What, sir?
As we realize that the stream of consciousness, contents of consciousness flows, and you say that we are all part of it.
Aren't you?
Um,
Not what I say.
No.
Aren't we?
He is
we are all
asking,
part of the.
how does one who is in the stream become aware that he is in the stream?
Oh, that's
Is that your
good.
question, doctor?
Yes. How does he come to know that he is in the stream? He is a part. He is a part of the stream. But everybody in the stream doesn't know he is a part of the stream.
You become aware when you are suffering, when you have conflict, when somebody hits you, when you become ill. I mean, there is.
When you are aware like that.
Huh?
No,
I thought his question was the same as that question, what steps out?
it isn't.
Not quite. Doctor is saying that if in this stream, what makes us aware that we are in this stream, and what makes us aware that we must get out of this stream.
Yes.
I think as far as I understood that,
Yes.
I think that's fairly simple. Any crisis is an indication that you're in the stream. Huh?
It's like the water hitting the rock.
I mean, you know it. Sorrow.
It is an indication to the individual or
You see, in the stream, sir, we began by saying, is there individuality at all? We said the word individual means indivisible. In himself, indivisible, non-fragmented, an entity, a human being that's total, whole. And the word whole means holy. And the word whole means also health. You follow? Whole means health, holy, a complete entity in whom there is no fragmentation at all. That's what individuality, the verbal meaning of that word means that. We may misuse it. And as long as one is in that stream, of whatever category, of whatever structure, of whatever culture, of whatever religion, whatever status and so on, he is in the stream, right? Don't accept me. I'm not your philosopher. I'm just showing there's some facts, and there any shock, physical or psychological, mental shock, in the sense not paralysis. I don't mean that. Then you're finished. But shock, psychological shocks, is a form of crisis, a challenge which says wake up. And if you don't wake up, you carry on. I don't know if I think that's very obvious. No?
Does it mean that crises, pain, shocks are very good?
No. But if you are asleep, something comes and shakes you. It is neither good nor bad. You may object to being wakened, say, but that's painful, or that's pleasurable, or that's sorrowful. But the fact is, you're asleep, something comes and wakes you. Much deeper question is, which we won't go into. Experience necessary at all. That's good of kind.
where does the impact of crisis occur and what parts of consciousness where?
Quite right, sir. I was coming. That's good. Which is what? What do you think it is? What? Don't ask me. Discuss it. What point or in that stream,
Yes.
what is awakened? In the stream, what takes place so that out of that stream, a man says, I am awake. Is that right? Right, sir?
Yes, sir.
What do you say? Go on. I like to. Go on.
I would say that when one is in the stream without any sense of being aware of what it is all about, there is an assumed certainty, an assumed security. It is when this assumed security is shaken that there is the need for new bearings. Now, initially, one's trend is to look for these new bearings by modifying whatever.
Actually, you're not answering his question. You're not answering his question. I'm sorry, you may be answering, I may have misunderstood. He says, there is this stream, let's accept that as being real, as being factual. What is the thing that comes out of the stream that says, I am awake? Right, sir? Or that says, I suffer. What is the function, just put it on the other way, what is the function of any experience to that stream? Huh?
I have a little modification. You said that the crisis is necessary. I would say the magnitude of the crisis could be any experience, or you have anything can bring that about.
So in that stream, I exist. Using it colloquially, there is that stream. I'm part of that stream. And I'm asleep. Like millions others, like me, I'm asleep. What I have considered as my brother, John, dies. Right? There is a challenge. How I respond to that challenge is really important. That's the only important thing, that nothing else, because that is a challenge which I must answer. In the answering of that challenge, the river may throw me out. You follow what I mean? The stream says, sir, you don't belong here anymore. So the answering to that challenge is important. How do I answer? Do I answer it according to my culture, tradition, education, which is part of the stream, right? Or do I answer it totally differently? In the answer which is totally different, then that answer, the answer itself, is the ejection out of the stream. Huh? All right, so I think I've got a little bit something. May I go on?
Yes, please.
I am in the stream. I'm asleep. I'm asleep because I'm ambitious, greedy, I'm dead. A challenge comes along, as in the shape of that my brother John is dead. How do I answer it? Do I answer it according to the tradition of the stream, if we can say it, whether it's Hindu tradition or whatever tradition of the stream, or is my answer doesn't belong to the stream at all? If the answer is not according to the stream, then the answer is the fully awakened entity. I don't know if I'm making it. It's rather difficult to put this. No, I'll put it clearer. Right up to a point. I know what doctor is asking. What makes the man in the stream awake.
That means he is a little bit awake, he is not fully awake.
A little bit more.
Yeah.
What makes the man fully awake in the stream? Right, sir? Does, in the face of a crisis, whatever it is, does he answer according to the conditioning of the stream, or does he answer it entirely outside the stream? Right? If he answers according to the stream, however wide, however narrow, he's back there.
Yeah.
But if he answers it totally differently, which is not to belong to not according to the stream, the answer itself is the answer. That's right. Answer itself is the answer. I don't know if I'm making clear. You're discussing, so not with me. We're all discussing.
Logical difficulty. Logic is most illogical, but still.
It's terribly logical, this.
Yeah. Am I in the stream, or am I the stream?
You are the stream.
I am the stream.
Not you and the stream.
Yes.
But you the stream.
there is
You
no
are the
I.
world. You are the world, and the world is you.
Yes. So that I am the stream. I'm just part of it.
Yeah, and that's a terrible, shattering idea to really realize that you are the stream.
Then we come back to his question. There is a crisis, and what feels the impact of the crisis? Because I don't
And look what's
feel
taking
the
place.
impact.
Wait. My brother John is dead.
Yes.
We both belong to the stream.
Yes.
Right? He belonged to it and I belong to it. John is dead. How do I respond to that incident?
But sir, what do we mean by the I here?
John Smith.
Body.
I am his brother.
Form, name, quality.
I am his brother. Right? My brother John dies. Whatever the cause of death is. And how do I meet that death? Right? Do I meet it according?
Part of the stream
See?
or?
Oh, that's it. If I answer it according to stream, I make myself go to sleep and wake up again. This goes on, this game. Challenge and response and, crisis after crisis, and I go on in the stream. What?
I am the stream.
And of course.
What do you mean, sir, by the answer is the answer?
You've got it. You see it, don't you? Huh? My answer being me, who belongs to the stream.
Yeah.
How I answer, whether it's according to the stream or not according to the stream, is the answer. If I don't answer it according to the stream, the very answer not according to the stream is the final answer. I don't know here. I'm not trying to be too clever, sir. This horrible idea of being clever. I'm just...
Mr. John is part of the stream.
So am I.
Yes.
We both are part of the stream.
Yes. When Mr. John answers the challenge.
No, the brother, John is dead.
Yes, Mr. Smith answers the challenge.
My brother is John. My brother dies. John dies. And we both belong to the stream.
Yes.
Because I don't have to go into all that's fairly clear. Now, how do I respond to that shock, to that incident, to that experience?
While in the stream, what makes respond in a totally different way than the stream?
That's a different question altogether. No, sir. You first put one question. Now you're putting another question. Which is,
I understand that when the person in the stream, what makes him aware that he is in the stream or is a part of the stream, and that...
Oh, that's fairly simple, sir. You come along and say, look, my friend, your brother John and yourself are of the stream. You tell me that. Because you have looked into it, inquired and thought about it and all. You too belong. Like the rest of the world, you belong to the stream. And you tell me, your brother is dead. Not tell me, your brother is dead. What is your response? Is it the usual response, according to stream, or is there a different kind of response altogether? You, by talking to me, have set a totally different current going in me who belongs to the stream. You are trying to tell me a way of stepping out of the stream. But you don't say step out of it, because there is no me to step out of it. So you say, look, how you meet this incident of death is all important. Or how you meet your relationship in the stream, wife, husband, whatever it is all important. So, you find something which is, what is important is every minute in the stream. Because every minute there is something going on. Right, sir? And if you say, sorry, I prefer the stream, it's finished.
When my body dies,
Body dies.
the body dies. There is the stream which is left. So there is no point or center which meets a crisis in the stream. But when the body is there is
An opportunity.
yes.
That's why I said John's brother, who is living, how he meets.
Does it mean that the answer can come only when there is a body then?
When you are living, of course. John is part of the stream, I am part of the stream. John is gone, I am still living. How I meet is much, which is,
Yes,
the living is more important than the dead.
yes, of course.
Huh? You say, of course. Huh?
The
As-
response of the
No,
man.
no. My brother John is dead. How I meet that incident,
Yes.
which means the living is far more important than the dead. Therefore, how I meet it, as the brother belongs to, both of us belong to stream, is all important. Which is of my daily life. Which means how I meet my daily life, relationship and all, is the highest importance. Because that is going to answer. It holds logically.
Is it my response to the stream?
Yeah, obviously, sir. Not your response. You're part of the stream.
I know. Therefore you see, I am part of the stream.
How
is my awareness of the stream?
Incidents, talk.
I know, but no,
experience,
what I mean is,
belief. It doesn't matter what.
it's a continuous thing. It is not a single moment.
No, of course
it's a
not.
continuous moment. It's a
That-
continuous.
Which means, look, there is no great experience or little experience. No, sir, you understand what
Yes,
that means?
yes,
Everything counts. That means tremendous honesty. Don't enter it. You follow?
Yes, sir, I see this.
Only when, actually, it's quite a different. Only when the mind doesn't belong to the stream, it has no need for experience. Right? It's a mind that is caught in the stream, that's always slave to experience.
Or does it need the experience?
That's
for
right.
the
That
shock?
slave,
Yeah.
it needs. And that's why we crave for experiences.
No, sir, there is this.
I'm sorry, it's so hot.
There is one point which I have not understood. It is like this, that in our daily living, we are not.
So that's all that matters.
No, but we are not always at that same point. No. This is a very important question.
Yes, sir, I
So
know
the
what you're
Buddha-
getting at.
No, the Buddha saw a dead body. Once, he just saw a dead body passing. Then he saw the sick man.
Yes, right.
You see, that one look was enough for him.
Quite right.
It changed the whole thing.
That's right. So that means what? One incident opened the whole thing.
Whole thing. So it is not quantitative. I am
No,
the dead body going.
The quantitative thinking is becoming, right? And therefore it's mediocre. Sorry.
I was thinking something else.
Huh?
I say, what imparts that one look?
Yes, quite.
You see, I was saying, what imparts that one look, that quality of a breakthrough? That one look had the quality of a breakthrough.
I think so. Everybody has this. It isn't given to the few. The quality of listening, quality of looking is always, it's there. Isn't that enough for this one? Huh? We thrashed it out pretty. Dead horse. How is Rishi Valley, sir? Raining?
Raining.
Oh.